Hi everyone. So this reading is going to be for anyone who isn't really sure if you are living your truest authentic self. And what I mean by that is really living our soul's calling or being our highest version of ourselves. If there are things that are holding us back, things that we feel don't support us, knowing where to start, if we're stuck in some routines that don't really serve us, these types of energies. So I have a tarot deck and two oracle decks that we can work with. I'm going to do a 5-card spread to help us answer a lot of those questions that I just brought up. So we have the 7 of Cups, Judgment, 4 of Cups, the Hermit, and the 8 of Swords. Then we're going to take one from, put in for each of these positions, we're going to use the Prism Oracle. So there's anxiety, protection, faith, confidence, and ghost. And then finally, we'll get an archetype card for each of these positions. And then we can really get into this. So there's the Tear, the Dead End, the Threshold, the Starborn, and the King. Okay. So as far as routines go, I'm seeing the 7 of Cups, anxiety, and the Tear. So it feels to me like you are kind of stuck in some kind of a routine, and the routine is almost one where you know that something has to change, but you don't know how to do it. Like the 7 of Cups is not knowing what to do. And this can be a really tense kind of energy. It can be a very stressful kind of energy when you don't know what to do. Sometimes having too many choices can leave you with a feeling of unease. And I get that because we also have anxiety and the Tear. So I feel like you are kind of stuck in your emotions as far as wondering how you can be more authentic, which tells me that you know how to be more authentic perhaps, but you might just be anxious to do it, or maybe you're not really sure the direction to take. So for example, if you feel like you were meant to be a writer, but yet you're staring at these 7 cups going, yeah, but how do I even start that? And what do I write? Do I write a novel? Do I write a screenplay? Do I write a musical? Do I write music? Do I choreograph dances? And then you just start going down a rabbit hole of creativity. But it feels like you're losing kind of direction, like you're almost directionless when it comes to how to use your creative energy. I can see that you have a lot of love for something. Your heart chakra is full of ideas, but as far as having the discipline to really start something, I think that may be part of your problem with anxiety and the Tear. Because anxiety is really created in this case by having too many choices. And the Tear, I feel like, you know how they'll often say, you'll often hear about some of the most creative or genius artists, writers, creators are the ones who are the most tortured. I'm sort of getting that energy from this, where it feels like you have this very melancholy type of energy that surrounds you, but it also feels like it would be very healing if you were to pursue that. So if this is hitting the right key for you right now, if this is hitting the right note, then this is probably your reading. If you're feeling like you know you're being drawn to do something, but you're not quite sure how to start, but you have a lot of feelings about it, because I see all these cups, I see the Tear, I see anxiety. So you're very much in your heart space and perhaps even in your head with anxiety about wanting to start something, knowing that there's something bigger for you, but you just don't know quite how to get it started. So with Judgment, protection, and the Dead End, it does feel like there is a change that's needed as far as the direction that you're going with the Dead End. And with Judgment coming in with protection, I do really get a strong sense that your angels and guides are really protecting you at this time. But they're also trying to ask you to wake up with this Judgment card. They're asking you to choose a different way. The dead end is a card of just accepting that this isn't working anymore. So again, if you're stuck in a space of anxiety, if you're stuck in a space of melancholy, and you know you can express this through art, but you're not doing it, your guides are saying go another direction, like because you keep hitting a dead end with something. And I do feel like we are asking about how to live your highest potential, how to be your highest self. And judgment is that. Judgment is about choosing to be your highest self. This is a very high level decision from your highest level, from your higher self. And so I do feel like there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of grounding involved with all these black colors coming through. I feel like you are being grounded by your angels, but also waking up to the fact that whatever you've been doing in your life is a dead end, and that it may be time to really wake up and to pursue your goals and your dreams and your creative side and your authentic side. So with the Four of Cups, Faith, and the Threshold, I feel that you are very supported. I do get that because we did see Judgment here and protection. So I do think that there are spirit guides in the astral realm that are really helping you and supporting you and trying to show you the answer. With the Seven of Cups here, we have you confused and confounded. Which way do I go? But it looks like your guides are really trying to reach out to you with one cup. Your guides are saying this one, you're supposed to do this one. And if you continue to have faith and perhaps use your crown chakra to get the messages through, I think they are, with the Threshold, going to help birth you into this new idea that you have. So if you are feeling like you have some creative ideas coming through from nowhere, because this cup that's being handed to you from absolutely nowhere, and this faith and the crown chakra coming through this card, it feels like you are going to get some idea from out of nowhere from your guides. And that's going to be the thing to help you cross that threshold and birth this idea into existence. So if you know that you have some creative idea, that it feels like it's starting to creep on you, it feels like it's coming in, but you're just not sure what to do with it, I think your intuition is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And all of a sudden you're going to be hit with some inspiration that's going to tell you, oh, okay, now I know what to do. Now I can take these 7 cups and pick the right one because my guides told me, and now I'm ready to do this thing. Now I know I'm meant to write a screenplay, to use that example. So hopefully this is making sense to you. So, but with the Hermit, Confidence, and the Starborn, I think that your lack of confidence is getting in the way. I think that you are doubting yourself because the Seven of Cups can also be a strong card of doubt and not being clear, not knowing what to do, not understanding what the next step is. And that's what this confidence card is giving me, that it feels like you just don't really know yet what the next step is. So now maybe perhaps you've got this great idea for a screenplay, but you can't figure out how to get it started. And so I think this Hermit card being here is really asking you to use your inner wisdom and maybe even spend time on your own. So if you find that you surround yourself with other people, perhaps you distract yourself from things, from doing things, from writing the screenplay, to use that random example. So please make that part work for you. But there is a need for you to go inward, because the more time you spend on your own, the more you're going to start to realize what your real creative abilities are, what your gifts are, and that story is just going to start pouring out of you. You're going to be channeling it, but it requires you being on your own. And so with the Starborn card here, it's really saying don't do it with the intention of being popular. Be courageous, be confident, and write that story that you want. So to use the example of the screenplay, just because we started with that example, because you want to be a writer, using that example, so make this apply. But this is really saying that don't write what's popular, don't write what other people have already written, don't go that route. Write the thing that's going to shock people, innovate, groundbreak. With the Starborn, the Confidence, the Hermit, this is going to be a very single effort. So if there is something that you've been wanting to do authentically, but you're worried it's going to shock people, people aren't going to understand it, people aren't going to receive it, this is the message the cards are absolutely saying, do that thing. That is your most authentic self. That is you. You must do that. So if there's something that you're like, yeah, well, I was going to write this screenplay, but it's such a controversial topic or whatever. Make it make sense. So maybe I'll just write this screenplay about rainbows and sunshine instead. No, write the thing. Write the thing that's going to shock people, because that's the thing that is going to push your spiritual growth forward. And that is you living in your true authentic self. So, and then with the Eight of Swords, Ghost, and the King, this is really actually telling me how you can start, because I can see why you're not starting. The Eight of Swords is limiting beliefs. So again, going back to the thing that you're not sure how to start, you're not sure how to write it, you're thinking no one's gonna like it, I don't have the confidence to do this, this is a stupid idea. With the Hermit, no one else is gonna like it, no one's gonna understand it. These Eight Swords are exactly that. They're about limited beliefs. And I think that this is really asking you to dig deep and to really look at yourself in a very authentic and spiritual way. This Ghost is giving me, again, an impression that you have guides around you in the astral realm. And they really want to show you just how successful you're going to be with this King card. This creative, successful, confident. Look at all these lower chakra colors. We've got the black, which is the grounding, then there's the red, which is the root, the orange, which is the sacral, and the yellow, which is the solar plexus. All of this strong, confident energy that comes from this King card. And your guides are really trying to push you with this confidence that you can do this. See how different these energies are? The confidence, the power of the King versus this person who feels helpless and like they can't do anything. I think this is how you start. You start by asking your spirit guides to give me that confidence I need to write this thing that I want to write so badly. And even if you start it, even if you can say to yourself, to use this equivalent to the screenplay again, to use this example, just sit down and write the first scene. Even if you think you're never going to share it with anybody, write the first scene and see how you feel and make this apply to whatever it is you're doing. Make the outline, make a mess, do the first thing, whatever that is for you, just do it. Even if you think no one's ever going to see it, you can at least do it. You can at least start, because that's what this Eight of Swords is saying, that once you show yourself that you can do it, it's going to be a lot easier to start sharing it with the world. So instead of thinking, okay, this is what the end product is going to look like and nobody's going to like it anyway, so why start? I am getting very strongly saying start, even if you're not going to share it, but start. Because once you start, you'll keep going because it's authentic, you're going to finish. And once you've proven to yourself how good it is, you'll share it with one person who will share it with 10 more people, and on it goes. And as you're living your most authentic self, you're going to see all of this come true for you, that you were attracted to this thing for a reason. You were drawn to this for a reason. This, whatever this was for you, is causing you all of this anxiety and melancholy for a reason, because you have very strong emotional attachments and authentic attachments to it. So I really do get the sense that there is this idea of your creation that's really meant to come into fruition, because we have threshold and we have your guides handing it to you, and we have your guides reminding you what a badass you are. This King energy is giving me Leo energy, and Leo is not afraid of anything just by the nature of the sign. And I'm not saying that you have to be Leo, but I'm saying pull on that Leo energy and really allow your guides to show you just what a badass you are, because you are meant to birth something, whatever this is for you, whatever your equivalent of this screenplay is, you are meant to birth this into the world. This is very, very clear. And you can start by asking your guides for that help, because they're ready. They're all around you in this reading. Your guides are here, your guides are here, and your guides are here, all saying, we want to help. So just ask. And then you could just begin writing, or whatever that is for you. So there you go. That is your reading about stepping into your authenticity. Will you please let me know how this was resonant for you? Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.